So tell us about Sugar Creek Hops, because you were instrumental in really running
Sure.
that operation as well. What was it? What did we do? And yeah.
We started off as wanting to farm hops. It wasn't something that was being done a whole lot in Indiana. And we kind of started planning our hop yard, doing the hop farming thing, and then realized that in order to make money more instantly, we needed to kind of jump into the brokerage side of things. So we became hop brokers more than hop farmers. I ended up, brokering hops all over the country, all over the world, and it kind of grew into being one of the largest hop brokerage farms or companies in the Midwest.
Well, because for a lot of people who may not know, may not be fully read into the process of hop farming. I guess hops in general, that's what goes in the beer. It kind of gives beer a lot of its flavor and bitterness. IPAs have a ton of hops. All beer has hops. And there was a hop shortage going on at the time. And, we basically started calling breweries and asking, were they having problems
sourcing hops.
Yep. And if we could source them for them, would they buy from us? And they started saying yes.
Yes, right.
And to grow hops in most areas of the world, it takes 3 years to get a really commercially viable crop. And so if we knew, okay, even if we planted at full scale in year one, still we wouldn't really have money 3 years. And then, but there was also the whole aspect of, well, hops have really never been grown commercially in Indiana since hardly commercially, early 1800s, when it was more like pioneers and growing some hops for their own just personal consumption. So it was, kind of spearheading an industry in a market that's never occurred for.
Right.
And, but it's not like making widgets. So, you have to have the climate and the climate, the soil, the conditions, the diseases, all of these different factors. That was, a pretty big experiment and a lot of uncertainty on that venture. It still made sense, and it was getting us, some coverage, and people wanted to work with us because we had the hop farm going. But the brokerage side, we could start actually having a profitable business, or we could at least start generating revenue right away. And that ended up being the successful part of the business.
Right. And we were, logistically speaking, we had an advantage for so many. I mean, we kind of started this as the craft beer boom was happening. And, everybody was starting their own little craft brewery. And we kind of sold them on the fact that, well, you can buy hops all the way out in California to be shipped to you, or you can get them through us and we're closer to you. And took on
get them to you in the next day.
Yeah,
and
right.
Much cheaper too.
Right.
That was a big selling point.
Right.
So we decided to sell the hops business because the farming side was, I wouldn't call it a complete disaster, but not the experiment was not.
No, it wasn't a complete disaster.
The conclusion of the experiment of the growing hops in Indiana is that just the agronomics, as I say, just weren't there. They were the most expensive pound of hops you could find.
There's a reason why Yakima is Yakima.
Yeah, exactly. Yakima, Washington. But the brokerage side was going well, so we were able to really sell the brokerage side of the business. We also had a lot of unsold hops. We were able to do a big contract assignment and sell our contracts with brewers. And so I'm thinking back, and we decided, okay, we're going to be selling off a portion of the business, winding down the other side. Obviously, we're not done. Looking at the next thing, real estate had always been kind of floating around because I had done some house flipping in the past that you were involved with in a little bit, and started reading a lot on buy and hold multifamily investing. And so I remember that, and this was probably 2014, 2015, we both just started reading books on investing in multifamily, as well as starting to really just network with people who were doing it or somehow related to buying apartment buildings.